Welcome to New Zealand. My name is Paul Smith. I'm a photographer based in New Zealand. This is my YouTube channel. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Today I'm giving away this camera. This is the Olympus Pen F. I think this is the original Olympus Pen F half frame classic camera. If you've been tuning into the channel over the past couple of weeks, you'll know that I've decided to give this camera away. It's sitting in my cupboard, has been sitting in my cupboard for the last probably 3 or 4 years, just not getting used, and I just felt that it's just too beautiful to be unwanted. So I decided to give it away. I've decided to give it away to somebody that will use it and appreciate it and love it and create with it. So a few weeks ago I put out a video and I asked people to comment as to why they felt that they would be worthy of owning this camera, or maybe somebody they know would be worthy of owning this camera. So today I'm going to give it away. Before I do that, however, I just want to quickly update my subscribers, viewers on my project Looking for New Zealand. Again, something I spoke about a few months ago, and I said I'd keep everybody up to date on that project. Looking for New Zealand is a project that I started a couple of months ago. It's a different type of photography than I'm used to doing. It's focusing on something a little bit different, something that I find quite challenging. And it's really just me getting out there taking pictures of parts of New Zealand that you probably wouldn't see normally in your generic tourist brochures. If you're not a person living in this country, it's probably a side of this country that you're probably not aware of. And you know, if you are a New Zealander, you've lived here, it'll be a side of New Zealand that is probably, you know, you hold fondly in your heart. I wanted to kind of capture the real side of this country, and the idea really is that I'm just travelling around parts of New Zealand, mainly local to me at the moment, and just getting out, driving around and just stopping and taking pictures of things that interest me. I've got no real set agenda with this. It's a project that seems to be changing the more I get into it. It's just taking slightly different paths, as a lot of projects do. When you start them, you start off with a fundamental idea, and as you develop the idea and you get into it more deeply, it starts to take a life of its own, and this is no different. So what I thought I'd do is I'll just quickly show you the images, an update from where I was last time. Again, I posted a video a few months ago now, and I've made considerable progress on this. So I just thought I'd just update everybody on the photographs that I've taken, and keep everybody in the loop. So let's stop talking. Let's show some pictures. Let's have a look at what I've been doing. This is Looking for New Zealand, and I guess part 2 of that. So check it out. looking for New Zealand. Like I said, the project's taking a slightly different route to what I intended it to from the start off point, but I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying the process of just getting out there and just pushing myself into a slightly different direction to what I normally do, a slightly different direction of my photography that I would normally take. It's interesting and it's challenging. Yeah, it's good. I think it's really healthy to do projects. So it's looking for New Zealand. If you want to keep more up to date with that project, the best way of doing that is to head over to my website. I've got a dedicated gallery for that on my website. I'll put a link below for my website. The idea is with this project is to publish a book, hopefully towards the end of the year, early next year. I'm really enjoying the whole process of putting out books at the moment. I've had my recent book, which is Scenes from the Black Sand, and my previous book to that, which was Style Moments. So I just have enjoyed the whole process, making something from my photography, making something tangible, making something that's more permanent. I'm finding with the books it makes my photography real and permanent. I don't know if you understand what I mean, but it's a very gratifying thing, printing something, being able to send that to somebody and have the appreciation come back to you. It's a really cool experience. So the whole book thing is very exciting. Okay, time to give away the camera. Just to bring everybody up to speed, you may not have seen the previous video, but essentially I have this camera, the Olympus PNF, which is a beautiful little camera. I've owned it for about 3 or 4 years and it just doesn't get used. It's sitting in my cupboard, gathering dust, not being used, not creating anything. And I feel bad about that because I think it's important, stuff like this should be used, and it deserves to be used, and it deserves to be in the hands of somebody that's going to use it and appreciate it. So I decided to give it away. I put out a video a few weeks back and just asked people to leave comments on why they felt that they were worthy of owning the camera, or maybe somebody that they knew would appreciate it. And I asked people to comment, and just received an overwhelming response. So just thanks to everybody that did that. It was very difficult to choose just one person, but I have done that. And I'm pleased to announce that Double Exposed, now I think your name is Brett. Brett has a channel, I believe it's Brett. Apologies if that's not your name. I did a bit of research on you, checked out your channel, which is fantastic. Brett is a photographer based in Australia, and along with his co-host, I can't remember the co-host's name, but they put out videos based on film photography, which is really cool. Brett's a school teacher, and he just sent me a really cool message. I'll read you Brett's message. Such a lovely gesture, Paul. I teach a girl who is in her final year of high school. She is interested in shooting film, but she cannot afford to purchase a camera. Her story is not a happy one. She lives in a violent household and uses photography as an escape. Currently, she uses the school's digital cameras, but she will no longer have access to these once she graduates. This will be a valuable gift that will be well used. I know you'll have many to choose from, but none will be more worthy than M. So, Brett, thanks for your message. That was what I had in mind when I thought about this, and I like the fact that you want to gift this camera to somebody else. So if you could just drop me an email, if you go to my website, if you go to my contact page on my website, there's a link below for that. Go to the contact page, send me an email with your details, just to verify that it's you, and send me your contact details. And I will put this camera in the post over the next couple of days and send that to you. Brett, if you're able to get the recipient of this camera to take some pictures and maybe send them back to us or feature them on your YouTube channel maybe, that would be cool. It'd be a cool way of us all to be able to keep up with where this camera ends up and what comes of it. That'd be really good. Got me thinking doing this whole thing actually, must be loads of people like me who've got gear like this that's just sitting there doing nothing, sitting on a shelf somewhere gathering dust and not being used. And it made me think, wouldn't it be a cool idea to be able to start something where, like I say, people who are fortunate like myself are giving back to other people less fortunate, people who don't have access to this stuff, people who can't afford cameras. I think it's an important part of photography, and especially film photography. It's such a special thing. And these beautiful pieces that are no longer being made, I mean, I think it's a shame that they're sitting there not being used, not being appreciated. So I'll put the idea out there. Maybe somebody can pick this up and run with it and make something of this whole idea of just sharing what we don't use. That's it for this episode. I have to go now. But before I do, if you'd like to support my channel, you can do so by buying my book, Scenes from the Black Sand. Scenes from the Black Sand is available from my website. I'll put a link up here for that. Put a link down below. Scenes from the Black Sand is a book about my time and my photography in and around the black sand beaches of West Coast Auckland, Kiriatahi, Port Waikato, and Raglan Beach. And I spent a lot of my time over the last 4 or 5 years there photographing. It's made up a big part of my photography. And this is a book that kind of showcases that time. It's available for $30 New Zealand dollars, which includes shipping, free shipping. I'll ship that anywhere around the world free of charge. 30 New Zealand dollars is about 15 US dollars, 15 euros, or about 12 English pounds, I think it is. So it's pretty good buying, and it's a good quality book. I spent a lot of time putting that together, and quite proud of it. So that's Scenes from the Black Sand. Like I say, if you've been inspired by my work, if you've been inspired by my photography, the YouTube channel, if it's made you want to get out there and take photographs, the best way you can sort of help me to keep on going on in this creative process is to buy that book. That's Scenes from the Black Sand. Thanks so much to everybody that commented and pleaded with me, begged me to send them the camera. I'm sorry I couldn't send more of these out. If I had 20 cameras, I'm sure I could find a home for them. It's made me think about doing something similar in the future. I think I might have a box somewhere with a camera or two that's not getting used, so I might repeat this in the future. It's been a rewarding experience, and it's just good to give back. And I think it's a cool thing, and it's good to be able to give back on this channel. You guys have given me so much positivity, so much feedback, and it's made me a better photographer. So it's good to give back to the community. So thanks for taking part. I appreciate it. I have to go now. Please take care out there. Stay safe. We'll see you again soon, I hope. Until we do. Haere rā from New Zealand. Goodbye. Thank you.